Oz Street. I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. I know it's sometimes hard in terms of we all feel a little bit lonely in terms of doing this type of stuff, but right now I just want you to know that there's actions happening in almost every single province and territory right across this country. And yesterday there were hundreds of actions taking place right across the planet, all pushing our leaders to take action when it comes to climate change. And so even though we're a small little group here, just picture all of these dots of hope happening all over Canada, happening all over the world, saying it's time to shine the light of justice on this problem and it's time to push for something different. And so here in Alberta, we went with a Mordor theme because that's what we're creating in northern Alberta. We're basically strip mining huge forests, we're draining wetlands, we're creating these vast open pit strip mines where we're converting some of the most beautiful forests in the world into a moonscape in northern Alberta. We're doing that all because some people feel that they need, that's the only choice. And I think the one message that I want to say is, we have a choice here in Alberta in terms of what type of economy that we can build. And, we have the choice of, we can continue to live off the dead is basically what we're doing. We're living off the dead when we talk about a fossil fuel-based economy. We're living off the bones of dead people. And so, of course, it's going to create a really toxic environment. And we're seeing that in communities right across this province, communities right across the country that are destroyed because of what we're doing with the tar sands. But the other choice is not to live off the dead, but to live off life, to live off the sun, to live off the wind, to live off geothermal, to give power back to our communities to decide what type of energy supply they want to have and what type of energy they want to build. And so the Premier back here always likes to say every time we talk about, curbing tar sands development or slowing the rates of destruction or not giving people cancer anymore, he says, well, we want to put everybody out of work. And we're here to say, we don't want to put people out of work. We want to put people to work, but just in a different type of economy. We want to put people to work in putting solar panels up on people's houses, in designing different ways that we can, retrofit all our communities. We want to put people to work in a place that not only can they, have a good job, not only can they put food on the table and get a good pension, but they can feel good about what they're doing. That they can go home at the end of the day and say, I made the world better for you. I brought about that transition. They can look their kids in the eyes and say, we stood at the brink. On this day, we stood at the brink. We looked into the chaos and we turned away from it. And we turned away and we built something different. And I was part of that. I was just a small part. I was, maybe only one person that helped build that vision. But we built it. And when we look all around the world, we look at, countries like Germany, which 4 years ago they said, we want to put 100,000 solar panels up. We want to do that. And we want to do it within 4 years. And they invested in that. And not only did they put those 100,000 solar panels up, but they put 300,000 solar panels up. In the process, they created over 80,000 jobs and built one of the best solar manufacturing industries in the entire world. Exactly. And so that's what we could be doing here in Alberta.
Yeah.
We live in the sunniest province in all of Canada. I know it doesn't maybe feel like that today. But if people have ever been to Germany, it is not the sunniest place on the planet. This is the sunniest province in all of Canada. We see these windmills that people are holding up today. Why aren't those all dotted through like the whole southern corridor of the province, providing wind power to all those communities? Why don't we have geothermal running all across the province? Why aren't we retrofitting all of these buildings? Why don't we see solar panels up on the legislature powering a different future? That's what we could be building. Over 200,000 green jobs could be created in solar and wind alone in this province if we actually had a government that cared about the next generation.
That's right.
But we know that you care about the next generation. We know that people all across Canada care about this next generation. We know that people all over the world care about this generation. And so instead of waiting for leadership from the federal government or the provincial government, we are going to start taking control. Community by community, in whatever community you live in, organize that community. Take those steps. Organize with other people in similar communities and keep building it outward. That's what happened in the U.S. That's how they started taking control back of their entire country. And we need to do the same thing right here in Canada. We're standing on the brink today. But it's time to turn to that bright green future. Thanks.